Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV. This is Talking Points, and this week's Talking Points is how long will Spurs stick with Nuno? I'm Sam Spurs for life, and this is Marvel's Ensemble again, as we had from the weekend. I'm welcoming in the house Mike-Hotspur Hustler, Sid Spurs, PAS 13, Paul Always Spurs, and Deji Spurs in the house. Gentlemen, welcome. Let us do another therapy session. How we doing? I always like to ask the question. I do the same thing every time. How are we feeling? I'm not feeling great. I'll be honest with you. I've had grief. I've had absolute memes sent to me all day. I tried to stay away from it. It's coming from Sunday and it's just not stopping. So I'm just going to use this as therapy. We're going to use this today to get us through life, to get us through what we need to do, because it's hard. At this moment in time, it's hard. Anyway, before we start the show,
anonymous.
like, subscribe, share, comment. Everybody, if you're watching this live, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, also smash that subscribe button. Help us get to 1,000. We're on the way there. We're almost there. We just need a little shove, a little push. So if you can smash that like button and help out, and make sure that you do share this content as well, where possible. Right, that is enough talking from me. Banners up. How long will Spurs give Nuno? First up, then, is the question. I'm going to start with Deji now. Let's start with you, Deji. Obviously, this is all like theoretical. We're not saying that he needs to be sacked now or anything like that. But given the situation, given the circumstances, how long do you think Spurs will give Nuno?
Well, the first thing, thanks, Sam, for allowing me to be here. And the first thing I wanted to say is that from when I've been present, two podcast shows in a row, then we're in dire straits. Personally, for me, I would give Nuno 5 minutes. That's enough time for him to get his box and to get his stuff and to get out of my club. He's got 5 minutes to get out of the police. No, jokes aside, I think Nuno's really is this week. This is his last week. He's got to produce the goods against Aston Villa. I know Aston Villa beat Man United. They've got a good team. But let's just be real. This is Aston Villa. Under no circumstance should Tottenham Hotspur be struggling to beat Villa. And here I am, as a proud Tottenham Hotspur supporter, looking at this weekend's game and thinking we're in for a 3 or 5-0 hiding.
No, can't.
Like,
please.
This weekend,
Please.
Nuno needs to get out of our club. Levy, I know, Mike, you've sent him a couple of messages. Dele Alli watched our podcast on the weekend about the Bournemouth comment. He wasn't happy, but I still think he should go down to the south coast, down into Bournemouth. Nuno gets 5 minutes, and that's about it. Any longer, I think we mentioned this before. If we keep Nuno to Christmas, then we deserve what's coming next. I see you all in the Championship. That's what will happen, yeah? Championship football, okay? So, football and life is about making decisions and making decisions at the right time. We got rid of Jose at the right time, in my opinion. Nuno goes in 5 minutes, and if he doesn't go in the next 5 minutes, he leaves this weekend. If he stays beyond the weekend, if he gets a result, he buys himself another week, and it's pay as you go after that. You keep buying until he loses. That's about it. That's all I'm ready to give.
Yeah. If I played, I remember I can't remember what reaction show it was, but it's almost identical. He's the same mannerisms. Instead, you were saying, Jose, you've got 5 minutes. I want you out of this club. I don't want to. And it's like we're here. We're full circle. Vodafone. What? We sponsored by Vodafone. Sid, you're on mute.
Pay as you go. Is that okay, Vodafone?
Yes.
Oh dear, gentlemen, all joking aside, I'm going to come to you next, Paul. Yeah, how long will Spurs give Nuno?
I'm kind of with Deji there, but if you're asking how long will Spurs give Nuno, I think probably far too long. You can feel the angst. You can feel when you asked how do I feel, it's like a calm numbness that has just been gradually getting like that over the last few weeks, but obviously started actually under Mourinho. I actually think Nuno will be given a lot more than we want. I think I agree. I think the numbers are just horrific.
Let me just give you some numbers, Paul. I will let you finish off, but let me just give you numbers. Obviously, wins, 3 wins. Goals, we've got 4 goals. We're 18th out of 20 on goals. Total shots, 56. We're 20th. Top shotters, if that's right. Pardon that. 141 from Liverpool. Shots on target, we're 11th, 24. Liverpool, 49. Goals conceded, we're 8th on the list, but remember, top of the list is going to be the one that's not very good. So top of that list is Norwich with 16. So our stats, and there's other stats in there, running stats, etc., which don't make good reading. We're in the bottom half of everything, pretty much. That is why we just have to see a change. There's got to be a change.
Absolutely.
But Paul, continue.
Yeah, no, I agree. And those stats that you referred to are more, looking at some of the attacking stats. But even off the ball, I think it's something like successful pressing of the ball is just over 20%. I mean, these players can't even bloody tackle for toffee. So not only can they not attack, it beggars belief. I mean, I coach under 13s, and I would send those boys out over this bloody team. I tell you, they give more passion and they probably tackle better. It's just insane. So I just can't fathom it, and that's why I'm saying it's like this calm numbness of what am I seeing here? What am I seeing? And he's got to be gone. And Spurs are prepared. Let's not say we are fickle fans, but oh my God, do we give attempts? I think I can't remember who it was on the last show. You're even saying, Christ, if Lamela was playing, he's a bit of Marmite player. At least he's given it all. And you can see 3 or 4 players at most giving it. And I put that squarely at the door of Nuno. A manager is as much as a motivator as a tactician. And I know I'm with Mike on his previous comments. 4-3-3. I mean, in whose world are you operating that tactic? In whose world do you not change it as your job? You're paid bloody millions of pounds to make these bloody decisions with players that are paid millions of pounds to give their all. There's no excuses. It is just infuriating. So,
go on. Sorry.
How long will Spurs give Nuno? As I said, probably too long. Okay. And the reason being is Levy will spout, and this is through luck, not judgment, what happened under Poch. We got lucky, okay? It turned at the right time. But this ain't the same model. This is not the same model. The reason he wasn't winning is because he went front foot Spurs football, okay? Nuno is Mourinho-esque. He's frightened. He's protecting. He's not ambitious. The biggest thing that popped my bubble this weekend, other than the Arsenal debacle, was watching the AJ fight. Everyone going on about it. And there was even, I don't know if any of you spotted it, but there was even with boxers' images, to dare to do. They were using our motto at the AJ fight. I mean, what? You might as well spit in my face, Daniel Levy. I mean, for God's sake, you've got to get this on track. Start looking at that pitch. So, calmness. He's got to go. Will he have more time? Yes, I think. I think he'll be here for weeks. He'll be here.
If I'm looking at and I'm going to come to both Mike and Sid in a minute. I'm looking at this in a very objective way from a Spurs perspective. I just think it have to get, as I said, it will get really bad if we don't get a result. Even if we draw against NS Mura on Thursday and then we don't get a win against Aston Villa. For me, that would be too much crowd pressure. I think they'd probably want in normal circumstances. Let's get it right. When we had Jose, we gave him a chance, but we saw so much toxicity that to have the same thing again, we just can't have it for that long. Nuno does not have Jose CV. We've all said that before. No. He is Jose Light. He's Jose 2.0, whatever you want to call him. He's not Jose, but he's got employing a similar style of football, which is even worse. at this stage, even worse than what Jose did in his first 5 games by a long way. These games that we've had correspond to what Jose did at the end of his tenure as opposed to the beginning. And for me, this is where the real issue lies. I can't see anything from the manager at the moment where he's like, right, what am I going to do? His body language, his press interviews, his whole demeanor does not suggest that he's a man that's going to take this by the scruff of the neck and make the changes required. So if I was going to be asked a question, how long will Spurs give Nuno? It's 2 games. I'll be honest with you, it's 2 games. And the reason I say 2 games is because we just cannot see the levels of performances. If you cannot get out for London derbies, as I've mentioned before, there is no way this guy's going to get him up for other games which don't have as much meaning, like Thursday. Do you know what I mean? When we played Rennes and we did that 2-2. But if we don't get up for a game on Thursday, this is going to be absolutely diabolical.
Thing is, though,
go on,
Sam,
Mike.
just
ask you the same
quick
question.
No, just quickly, go on to Sid with the main question, but just quickly touching on that, Mourinho, although we got rid of him, he did in many ways. He called this out. He said a lot of these players are not good enough, and he's now at Roma. He's probably sitting. He obviously got paid off because there's no way he wouldn't have got some money from being sacked. But he sat there just having the last laugh because he's probably sat there just thinking, you know what, I told you lot. No one listened to me, and now look, Nuno's suffering.
There's a lot of players out at fault here. There's a lot at fault. But again, we're just looking. Let's try and see what he can do as a manager, because there are things he can do, regardless of what's going on behind the scenes. And we'll come to some of that in later questions anyway. But there's things that the manager is not showing me as a top level manager that he should do. Sid, how long will Spurs give Nuno? In your opinion?
My opinion, I think they ain't sacking him anytime soon. He's third. I think he's the third favourite now to get sacked, behind Steve Bruce and Norwich manager. We're not going to sack him because it took us, was it 90 odd days to recruit Nuno, who was already available at the time, right? But we just dilly-dallied like we always do. And then it seemed like, we've always had him on our minds. But everybody else that we were linked with, it was just, we was playing games. We're not going to sack him straight away because you know what it is? It's going to be that usual. Give him time, let him get the players all back together, let him have his full squad. Once he's got his full squad fully fit and he's got his best team, his best formation, which hopefully won't be 4-3-3. Let's get them all into place. Let's get them playing the way he wants to play. I think I've read today, I don't know if you guys have read today, that some of the players have already got issues and some refuse to train or some refuse to. I
don't believe some of that stuff, though.
I don't believe that as well.
It's the media trying to get a story, mate.
Yeah, it's not the first time that rumours surfaced. It surfaced before as well. But going back to the original question, there is no way Daniel Levy's going to sack him now or anytime soon, even before Christmas, because who are you going to go and get, right? If they sack him, then it's going to be Ryan Mason or our man down there. Yeah,
where is he?
You know,
there.
Exactly. Our man. That way.
It's hard to do, isn't it? I always do that. It's so tough to do.
But, going back to your question, it's not as much as everyone wants him sacked or whatever. He's not going to get sacked because it'd be egg on his face. It'd be egg on Paratishi's face. It's going to be egg on everyone's face. And basically, we're not going to go back to Ryan Mason, Ledley King, or anybody like that. You just got to run with it. And just let him do what he's got to do. I know not everyone's going to be happy, but at the end of the day, 6 games in, 7 games in, you cannot sack a manager. You've got to just let him do what he wants to do. And you know what?
There's some shaking of heads there. There's some shaking of heads.
No, but you can't get. Who are we going to get? Are you guys going to be happy with Ryan Mason?
Oh no! I said I'm not doing these shows if they sack Nuno and they get Ryan Mason. I'm done. I'm not on Paxton Road TV.
Available?
Someone's going to have to do it.
Sid, I can't explain. I can't say it any more than I have done the last few days. The man is sat in the bottom left-hand screen of my monitor here. Deji in. If he needs a number two, there's another man who lives in Dorset, going by the name of Harry Redknapp, who I think will be more than happy to assist Deji in sorting out Spurs for the rest of the season.
Do you know what? Harry Redknapp, Glenn Hoddle is a good combination to bring in. 2 ex-players who have managed us before. That would be a good combination. If they're willing to go and do that, then fair enough. But If you're going to look for a manager on the market, then forget that. But if you're going to look within, like Harry Redknapp's or something
can I
like
just say, sorry, Sam,
Yeah, go.
I don't mean to cut in, but can I just make a point about Sid's point? We keep talking about, who we're going to get. The reason why Tottenham Hotspur hasn't got the right manager is down to one thing, and we all know it. I'm looking at all of you in your eyes right now. Is money. We paid Jose Mourinho 15 mil for that rubbish. He was on par with Jurgen Klopp and Pep for that debacle we had last season. And then Conte wants to bring his entourage. He says, no, that's too much money. Ten Hag, I swear, if he had offered Ten Hag 4 or 5 million a season, he would have left Ajax. He would be in the dugout right now. We have got Daniel Levy doing a Tommy Yasu with the management. We can get whoever we want if the price is right. Why does he pick and choose? Why can you give Mourinho but you can't give Poch? It doesn't make sense.
No,
if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, don't do it. And that's the problem.
I reckon Levy was bullied at school. I think he's even watching this. He's watching this and really getting off on it. I can tell you. He's just like, the more I crank this up, the more I love it. There's no logical answer, is there?
Yeah.
Mike, let's finish with you on this part of the show.
I was just going to say, Paul,
the
only thing that Levy has done well is, have you seen his wife? She's a bit. He's punching well above. He's punching not only above his height. He's punching above his by the bracket of what he looks like.
Daniel, if you're watching, Daniel, you're not going to take well to that. He's not going to take too well to that.
We're moving to the point of the topic. I mean, he's done well. That's about the only thing he's done well with since he's been Tottenham chairman. How long do we give Nuno? I'll be honest. I'm at the point whereby normally I would be, if we were losing just by the odd goal here and there, but I was seeing fight. I was seeing improvements from last season and Mourinho. Then I'd say that we would probably carry on going with him for the rest of the season if we were seeing the fight, the determination, players basically playing for the badge. However, we can't carry on. I don't care what any fan says in respect to this. We cannot carry on getting thumped 3-0, 3-0, 3-1. That if we get thumped 3-0 or by 3 goals at the weekend, for me, he's done. He's gone. 4 games on the trot of losing by 3 goals. I don't care who he is.
5 games. You haven't won.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like Deji alluded to, this is Tottenham Hotspurs. We should not be worried about playing Crystal Palace, even if we've got a makeshift team. We should be beating them. We should be comfortably beating them. We shouldn't have got knobbed 3-0 again. Even if we had a man sent off, we should have had enough in the tank to get at least a point. But Nuno's tactics, he didn't think about changing it up and thinking, oh, right, okay, we got a man sent off, or we're under the cosh. Even when we had 10 men, it was up until 60-odd minutes, we had 11 men under the cosh. The 4-3-3 isn't working. Like, all of us here, we're just football fans. We can see it just by watching the game. I don't understand how Nuno can't see this. And then he goes into the next game against Chelsea, still playing the 4-3-3. Okay, we had a great first half, but we ran out of steam. The changes that he made, okay, you could argue that he didn't foresee Kante coming on at half-time, and before he was able to make that change or see the changes that Chelsea had implemented that from half-time, he didn't have enough time to make the changes to alter his tactics, maybe his formation. I don't think he would have altered the formation. I think he may have just altered maybe personnel at push. But then he goes into the North London derby. We're playing away, and he's gone 4-3-3. Why? This hasn't worked against Palace. It hasn't worked against Chelsea. Why are you still going and playing this formation that just isn't suiting the players? He's not going to get a tune out of these players playing 4-3-3 against Aston Villa. If we play 4-3-3 again on Thursday night, we won't win. If we play 4-3-3 at the weekend, we won't win. It doesn't matter if he has 3 Harry Kanes. What did you put in there?
Those are the scores. He's just showing the results.
But we can't. We can't.
I'm showing the next 5 games.
Oh, is that the next 5? I thought you showed the
Those are
results.
the next 5 games.
I don't even want to look.
We've got West Ham and United coming up as well. Newcastle, Villa, Newcastle, Burnley away in the cup. Then we've got West Ham. We
can't keep it. Just going back to your question, Sat. I'm giving him. He's on a pay-as-you-go basis for me. I mean, if he gets a win on Thursday, great. We'll see him Sunday. If he gets a win on Sunday, great. We'll see him the following weekend. But if he loses,
He really is on pay as you go, isn't he? It looks like that Vodafone SIM card that Sid's got is probably Nuno's. It's probably Nuno's. I'm not lying to you.
The thing is, though, we're not. We haven't improved. Like the first 3 games, like I generally thought, okay, great. We're seeing a bit of passion. We're seeing a bit of fight here. Something. Okay, although we've only been scraping the 1-0s, you could argue, well, we'll give him time. We could give him we can give him extra time to sort of get his philosophy, get his style of play, get his brand of football that he wants to get across to those players. But since that international break, something's happened, and I mean, he's not even playing the players that he signed. Like, why is he not playing Romero? Play Romero if you think he's good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. Get Laurel and Hardy out of our back line and put Romero in.
Let me get on to this next point. So this might lead us on, Deji, but you can take the first point from this point. So okay, turn around. I was gonna do some singing there, but I can't even do the song. That's Sid's job. That's Sid's job. I'm not even gonna go there.
The next line on that.
Turn around. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough. Let's quit that now. I'm not gonna quit my day job. So therefore, I'm gonna talk about this. How does he? Given that he's not going today, and if he's given an opportunity, how does he turn things around? What does he need to do? Des, you were going to say something, but go on to this point. How is he going to make the changes? What do you see that he could do to make a difference to at least get the players playing ball? The stats are so damn disgusting that I just want to see that side of things. Even if he doesn't get a result, what can he do to at least turn this around to make these players play?
Okay. What, Nuno? If you're watching this, leave now. That's what he needs to do, right? That's what he needs to do. And the reason why I'm just saying this, Nuno can't do anything. I think we need to get out of our heads that Nuno can do this. And I'm not being harsh. I told you on the weekend, I went to watch us pre-season against Colchester, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't impressed. Now, let's just break down the 3 games that we won. And let's be honest, Spurs fans. We were lucky against Manchester City, albeit it was the best we've ever played against Man City since Poch. Yeah? We were bloody lucky against Watford. Let's be real. It was a lucky 1-0. And then we got terrorized by Traore at Wolves. Yeah? Them games, in my view, we've lost 6 games. We've lost 6 games. So this ain't, we were just lucky to get them 1-0 wins. So there is nothing that Nuno can do apart from to just admit, pick up his briefcase and his little packed lunchbox and to walk out and go up north. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with up north. Up north's all right. You know what I mean? I'm up north.
He needs to go back to Birmingham. He needs to go to Wolverhampton. He needs to see his people. And then he needs to go off and he needs to go to Lisbon. That's what he needs to do, because he can't. You can. I said it on the weekend. Even when Arteta came into Arsenal, the first game, you can see what he was trying to do. That little kind of pep style of football. Can somebody tell me, apart from the formation, what style of football is Tottenham adopting in our matches?
So let me come to Sid. I'll come to you back in a moment. Because I've got this thinking down. How does Nuno turn things around? How does he do? What strategy does he use? What tactics? What formation? Sid, what formation do you think he needs? What strategy, tactics, formation? All the combination of the 3. What do you think he has to do to make a difference to how we're playing now? Because that's the biggest thing for me. It's not It is the results. Of course, it's the results because you don't want to go 5 games 3-0, 2-2, 3-0, 2-2, then 3-1. You don't want to be doing that, whatever it was. But the way we're playing is just so bad. What can he do to at least improve that?
What have you done today to make us feel proud? He hasn't. He needs, right, number one, I think that 4-3-3 needs to go out the window. He's realised that. I think what Darius was saying at the weekend, and he swears blind by it, the 3-5-2.
3-5-2.
3-5-2 or 3-4-2-1 or whichever formation. I think that's the way forward. He needs to sit down and he needs to work out who he's going to play where, right? Now, if he's going to go free, then he's going to have to go with Dyer, Sanchez and Romero, because you've just paid 60 million for one of the best centre-backs in Italy and the man can't even get a game, let alone, putting him in one of the biggest games for Spurs, not just for the fans, for the players, for everyone, right? And you don't play him, you don't even bring him on. So he now needs to sit down and see, for him now to save face, right? What he's got to do is basically, he now has to go back or think of a formation, what we've just said, and stick to that formation and give that one a go without adjusting it. Play it for the next 3, 4, 5 games and see how it goes. If he starts playing football, they start getting results, then he's sort of thinking to himself, you know what, I'm getting a little bit of a breather here. If he continues to this 4-3-3 formation and playing players that shouldn't deserve to play, and I'll even agree on this one now, Dele Alli included, right? Then, he might get a retrieve. He has to literally look at his best players now and say, you know what, who wants to play for this club? Who wants to play for the shirt? And most of all, who is now going to give me 100%, not only save my job, but save everyone else. And the first and foremost thing.
No.
Oh, he's frozen. Oh, he's coming back.
There he is.
It was a dramatic pause, wasn't it? It was a dramatic pause.
I think first and foremost, what this guy down here has said all along is try that system now, the 3-5, 3-4-3-2-1 or whatever system. Scrap the 4-3-3. It's not going to work.
It's never going to work.
What does he need to do to turn this around? What would you do?
Similar in terms of shape. And, we've all said players like Brian Hill have got to be starting. It's the transitions and the speed of them that frighten me, how slow they are. The shape doesn't encourage it, certainly 4-3-3, to push that ball quicker and higher up the pitch. Anything that leaves Kane further up the field, any shape that allows us to feel confident about winning the ball and then moving it at pace is what you've got to do. Darius, you're right, that sort of shape will lend itself to it. But ultimately, the players have to show confidence in what they're doing. I mean, we all raved about Tanganga, but actually he will only show that kind of level of confidence when he knows everything up front of him is not just going to give the ball away every 5 seconds. So I don't know how to answer it without saying players need to do their jobs. They need to, first of all, stay on their bloody feet when they're tackling. And when they win the ball, they need to be encouraged to push and move. It's standard bloody football. Ndembele, you see him, I said this the last time I was on, he sparks up when he knows he can do a 1-2 and move forward. He looks like Moussa Dembele when he does that. Everything shifts up the pitch. But if you don't have the players that are prepared to do it, you're dead in the water.
But are they? You're right in what you said. Are they prepared to do it, Paul? That's what the question is, because they didn't seem to want to do it under Jose, or they did it for a little bit and they not down tools, because they didn't down tools, but they didn't show that they wanted to do it. What is Nuno got to do? I don't think he's got the gravitas to get these players to play any better.
You've got to have a manager. Paratiti should be bringing in a manager that's got the kahunas to say, if these players are not playing for me, F it. Bring the under-23s in. Put Dane Scarlett on there. Put Noel John on there. Put Hill in there. You've got to demonstrate to the crowd and the bloody management upstairs, these guys ain't cutting it. I don't care if they're on 150k a week. We need commitment, and we want the desire to win matches and not be scared, because that's what we are at the moment.
It's fear, and we're playing on. I'm playing under fear. It's just not sustainable. Mike, before I get to Darius, how blimey, look at what's going on today. Today is just like full again. The assemblers is happening. We've got another one in the house. It's going from more to more. But Mike, I'm going to take this banner off the top of you so we can see you properly. There we go. What does he need to do to turn this round?
He needs to stop employing that kick and hope tactic, because it's just not working. Dyer needs to stop lumping the ball up to Kane or Son. Son's never going to win a header. Why is he pumping long balls to him? It just kick and hope is not going to work. For him to change things around, like the boys have mentioned below, he's got to change formation. I've mentioned this. I'm not going to keep on mentioning it, but the formation that he's using now is never going to work in a million days. So for me, what he should do is either go to the formation that he employed when he was at Wolves, with the three at the back, and where he employed the wing backs, etc. Either do what he's doing at Wolves, or go to a formation that most of these lads at Spurs are used to, and 4-2-3-1. Make us solid, stop us leaking from goals. And if you stop us from leaking goals, you can build confidence from that. And I've mentioned this probably at the weekend. Stop leaking goals. That will instill confidence, because the boys will be like, well, actually, we're not conceding goals, so we've got a good chance of winning the game. And you have got a good chance of winning the game when you've got Son and Kane on the pitch. So for me, like the guys, I won't go on too much, but yeah, change that formation. 4-2-3-1 or a variation of 3-5-2. It's straightforward. It's not rocket. This isn't rocket science. Football isn't really a difficult game. It's so simple. If the formation's not working, change it. If the players if they're not accustomed to what the formation the manager's doing, change it until you can get a window and bring in the players that you want that can actually be used in that type of formation that he wants to go. If he wants 4-3-3, find the player. He's got one that's out on loan at Mets. He could have come in and played that formation 4-3-3. But
so is this what Terry's saying then? The squad needs several windows to fix all the problems. Is it going to take time? Rome wasn't built in a day. Paratisi will properly rebuild the squad as long as he's given the proper funds. Darius, just going back to the point though about turning things around, and Marlon, welcome as well. How does Nuno turn things around in the immediate future?
Stop being a donut, first of all. I mean, you know, the thing that annoys me the most, he was doing things right in pre-season, even against Arsenal and Chelsea. I saw what was going on, and I'm not trying to blame Harry Kane here at all, because Harry Kane is an elite striker. But I knew what the plan was when Son, Lucas, and Bergwijn were up front. We pressed, we won the ball back quickly, and those three got on their bike and ran. And I saw that was the game plan. The transitions were meant to be as quick as possible and basically move the ball as fast as possible. And when Kane came on, or when Kane was introduced into the squad, we had to change sort of how we played. And I don't think Nuno has sort of the tactical nous to change the formation enough in terms of the sort of 4-3-3. So that's why I've kept on saying, if Harry Kane's back in the squad now, you need to partner him with Son, play a 3-5-2. If we're shipping 3 goals a game in, and you've got 3 defenders, and then you've got Hojbjerg and Skip, at least then you've got a defensive base, a very, very solid defensive base to work on.
100%.
And if that doesn't work, then there's an issue with the manager 100%. If he still can't prevent goals going in, because again, like I said, we conceded 0 goals in our first 3 games, playing in a 4-3-3. So what's to me, like, I can't really see us shipping in goals like that if we had a 3 and then Hojbjerg and Skip in front of them. So for me, I would try it out. Forget what everybody's saying about, I don't want to see defensive football, whatever. Do what you want to do as a manager. If you, first of all, can't do that, then you're not good. You're not sort of capable enough. Like Paul said, you're not capable enough. You don't have the cojones to sort of manage a team like Tottenham and the characters in Tottenham if you can't even sort of play the football that you want to play. You come into the club and you play what you want to play. If he wants to play 3-5-2 because he wanted to play 2 up front, we all know that. He was looking for Martinez in the summer window. I believe personally he's wanted to play 2 up front from when he's joined here, basically. So do what you want to do and let's see if it works. I honestly, like I said, and I'll keep repeating this, against Chelsea, against Arsenal, against United, Liverpool, these teams, I don't care how we win. We can play 5 at the back. We can put everyone behind the ball and we can win 1-0 with 10% possession. I couldn't care less if we win. Obviously, against Watford.
But the problem is, though, even if we change that, and this is what I'm saying, if it is a simple case of changing that, if he can't get the players to play in the formation that he's comfortable with, because I do agree with you now, I think he does. I think he needs to just revert back to type. I'm going through it about, I don't care what anybody tells me, forget the 4-3-3. I know how to play this system, and I'm going to play it. If he doesn't then get the tune out of the players, he has absolutely nowhere to go.
But you have to agree with that then. At that point, then I can see that he, first of all, there is an issue with the team at that point. Three managers should not come and go like that, and all those players stay and be able to do what they're doing. If Nuno gets sacked before Christmas, then certain players are going to have to, you know, be held responsible for what.
Bye to Deji, because Deji, see you, my friend. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, if somehow these players outlast another manager, then there is a clear issue, because, like I said, things were going well at the start of the season, and I personally could see what we were doing, and I just think that there's a lot of sort of Nuno having to answer to Levy and answer to Paratixi and sort of the way he's playing, and not actually being able to do what he wants to do. I think that Nuno, if he plays a 3 at the back, brings in Romero, who has played 3 at the back his whole time, sort of since he's been playing at the top level, he's been playing in a 3. So that's his favorite formation. If you just bring that in, and you still have the base, and then you can have that Son and Kane partnership working in tandem. I just don't see how that doesn't work out. And like I said, Tanganga can play right centre back in a position that he wants to play, and Emerson can play as a right wing back, and so can Reguilon as a left wing back. I just think it suits everybody.
Let me ask Marlon then. Is it, and Marlon is very positive at the moment, because that is what we need. We need some positivity as well. So Marlon here to give a little bit of balance to us. Marlon, is it as simple as changing to a 3-5-2-1 or 3-4-3, whatever system? Is that going to get us playing the way that we should be playing?
No, definitely. Everyone knows 4-3-3 is not going to work, and we've watched it. We've seen it in the games that we've been winning. This doesn't work for us. But I just want people to remember this is going to be a painful rebuild, and it's very painful at the moment. I just think people need to bear that in mind. What was that? Sorry, can you hear me?
Oh, that was
No. Yeah. I'm just saying it's just going to be a painful rebuild. So I just think people need to just bear that in mind, and we'll be all right. Once we give us time, we'll give him time with the team. He knew from the weekend he messed up with that formation, with the team selection. And I think going forward, I can't even guarantee, because I don't know what he's thinking.
That's 5 times now. That's 5 times he's messed up, Marlon.
But that's what I'm saying. I was about to say, what about Crystal Palace as well, Marlon, where he played wings? Yeah, that was unforgivable as well.
Man. All right, you're saying he played weak against Crystal Palace. What players did he have available against Crystal Palace?
And Ndombele was available. In my opinion, like I said, it's not the fact that was the worst. He wasn't the worst player on the pitch, but against Crystal Palace, he wasn't offering anything. And again, I think we all could see that Skip needed to play away at Arsenal, and he didn't play Skip, and that was so glaring to me. Like I don't know about you, but did you want to see Skip in the starting lineup against Arsenal?
100%.
I didn't want to see 4-3-3, but I know what he done. I think he basically, the pressure from the fans wanting to see this so-called attacking lineup, he went for. But I don't think he's going to make these mistakes again. I just think now he's going to go back to it. It's my way.
This does me my chest a little bit. If he's just going to keep flip-flopping because he sees on social media that we're screaming for a 4-3-3, and he goes, oh, you know what? I've got to play a 4-3. If he keeps flip-flopping and I suddenly say, right, 4-2-3-1, play that now, Nuno, you're watching, and he goes and does that. This is not the manager. He should have said to himself at the start of the season, right, I can't play 4-3-3. I tried it at Wolves, it weren't working. I've done a little bit in pre-season and I got through, but we weren't actually winning games by much. Let me go back to what I know. His goals for Wolves, he didn't score much more than just over a goal a game. So I'm not expecting him to go and suddenly score 3 and 4 a game. I don't want to see that because he's not going to do that. But what I did see from Wolves' team is a togetherness. What I did see from that Wolves team is a plan, how they were going to play, how the structure was, what players were in the positions to do what they needed to do.
I was going to ask, you also think that individuals make that, because, again, like I said, I believe Adama Traore is a cheat code. When you've got a player like him, like you could sort of bypass a lot of midfields and attacks. Do you think that sort of was helping Nuno's system? If Adama wasn't in that system, do you think it would have been similar? Or I don't know. Like I'm trying to find reasons for it. Do you know what I mean?
Who thinks that we don't have the players currently to play a 3-5-2? Nobody. I think we've got the players to play any system that you want. Any system that can be employed as a football formation, you can employ with the players that we've got. Nobody can tell me any different. You can play 3-4-3, you can play 5-3-2, you can play 4-4-2, you can play 4-1-4-1. It doesn't matter because they're all variations of a very similar thing. What he has to do is put the right players in the right positions. That's the way Thursday got to do. Put the right players in the right positions.
You know why I think people are being very unfair and very harsh? Let's be real. Kane's come back late. He didn't have a pre-season. Ndombele waiting to leave. Lo Celso, Romero, and I can't remember who else went missing because and Sanchez for the South American football. You don't have to take into consideration all these things that this coach has to deal with. And trust me, there's negativity around Spurs as it is. He's trying to fit this all in and trying to get the best results, and it hasn't. But everyone needs to know, as I keep saying, it's going to be a painful process. It's not going to happen overnight. We are not Chelsea or Man City. We are Tottenham. It's going to take time. Just give it time. I'm prepared to give it time. I'm not sure everyone else is, because I think if we keep changing managers, it's not going to work. We're just going to be. We're a mess as it is.
Marlon, is what you see. Does that give you any sort of excitement going forward? Because what I saw in preseason, I was like, yeah, I like this. But what I'm starting to see now, I'm like, is this going to continue? Is this what I'm going to expect now?
But how long has he had the team for? How long has he been Tottenham manager?
That now. As I said,
no, you can't say that, man, because he hasn't. Players have been injured.
He's not the only new manager in the league, Marlon. I've seen that new guy from Wolves. I've seen the guy from Watford. They're all playing better football. I'm not saying about this new manager business. I don't care that he's new. He can still show me that he's got tactics. He's not a new manager. He's new for us. He's been managing since 2000 and whatever. That's bullshit. I'm not having no bullshit here. Sorry. I've got to calm down again. Because when people say, oh, he's a new manager. Fuck, he's a new manager. He's managed Wolves for how many seasons? He managed Valencia. He's managed all these teams and played decent football. The pressure is too much for him. That's what I think it is.
You really think?
Nah, I don't think it's the pressure.
I don't think so.
I think it's naivety. So against Darius?
I just think he makes the point about the circumstances as well. Like there has been a lot of BS that's gone his way, but still, you have to handle it.
I don't buy into that at all.
Do you not?
Yeah, that's fine, Marlon. I agree with you to a point, but it doesn't end up with the sort of 20th, 19th stats that we are seeing. Giving something time.
I agree with that. I agree.
Quality squad that we've got. You'd be hovering with the stats in the mid-table, and you can start to see progression. This guy is tanking on every single level, and the first indication of madness is you do the same thing time and time again and expect different results. And he's not doing it. I am not seeing anything. Why the hell did Brian Hill not start against Arsenal after the shift that he put in before?
The two subs he made should have started. You
know what?
This is all in hindsight. This is all in hindsight. They're young to go into a big game like that.
Come on. Let's not block the midfield against Arsenal and say, you guys are under the cosh. Change.
No, he should have. 100%. I agree with you.
And he should have done that after about 15 minutes. Because did you see what Sky Sports showed on Monday Night Football?
What, the lack of midfield?
The lack of midfield. But he showed it from the kickoff. We weren't concentrated from the kickoff. The first 5 seconds, the ball went back to play a long ball forward. Sanchez wasn't even ready for. But within the first 30 seconds of the game, we could already see what the tactic was. Throw everybody forward, no midfielders, kick the ball long.
It's such an old school tactic. It's so 90s.
That's what we did at school. That's what we did at school.
That's playground football.
With no manager. With the PE teacher as manager, that's what we did at school. Right, lads, just get the ball forward to the big lad up front. Kick the ball up. That's what we did at school. PE teachers.
It's last goal wins.
Come on now. Sid.
Mourinho earned the right, didn't he? I mean, to your point, Sam, earlier, Mourinho did earn the right for time because of his history before he earned that right.
100%. So I'm going to come to start off this first bit because this is the last part of the show, and this will really see what we really think. Right? Okay. The final straw. What would be the final straw for you now for Nuno to say, right, that's enough. I've had enough. Right, see you later. I know Deji's already said that and he's gone. He gave him 5 minutes. But realistically, Sid, what is the final straw?
Final straw is they're not going to sack him until end of the season because we don't have anyone man-made ready to come in. But final straw, well, personally, I would say,
Sid,
right,
if we get tanked 3-0 by Aston Villa at the weekend,
no, this is
do you
it. I'm
think he's
say,
going to be kept?
if we get thumped by Villa, right, then I still think he's going to go into next game. My personal opinion is if shit hits the fan big time, West Ham or Man United might be the final straws. I would go as far as West Ham, Man United if the results don't go. West Ham could be the final nail in the coffin. I still don't think they'll sack him, but if push comes to the shove and it's like lose against Villa, lose against Mora, lose against Burnley in the cup, lose to Newcastle, then I think West Ham game is going to be so massive for him. And
he ain't got that much time. He has not got that much time.
Well, it depending on results. If we win 1 or 2 of them games, if we don't, then yeah. But West Ham, I say I'd go up to West Ham, and then we got Man United straight after. So one of them 2 games could be the nail in the coffin. That could be the final straw. But I still don't see us sacking him, to be honest, anytime soon. But them 2 could be the last 2.
Mike?
I really don't know. The final straw. I think I can't see. I can't see us another 2. If we get another game where we're thumped 3-0, whether it's at home or away, that'd be 4 games in the space of what? Less than, if we said 4 games, if we said in the space of what, 6 weeks,
yeah.
6 weeks, and if we get thumped at Villa 3-0 or by 3 goals, 4 games, I can't see him lasting. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm going last straw. I'm going to go last straw. If he gets a result against Newcastle, if he gets a result against Villa, but we don't get a result against Newcastle, I am borderline. I don't think he will get. The only thing is, this is what I would like to see. But like Sid said, I can't see him being sacked. If he picks up wins and losses throughout the season, then I think he keeps his job. But for me, it just epitomizes what we saw with Mourinho. I just don't want to see it. I'm just like, I want to see progress. And under Nuno, I thought we were getting progress with, like, although we were winning 1-0, I thought, I could see us like Darius said, against Man City, you could see the press. Against Watford, you could see us controlling that game. Okay, we only won 1-0, but you could see us controlling the game and taking it to Watford, and it was just for the want of putting a ball in the back of the net, we just couldn't. But that's because Watford set up with 2 banks of 4. Most teams in the league are going to struggle to break down a team that are playing 2 banks of 4 and just happy to sit on the 18-yard box and defend and potentially hit a counter attack. But it's just difficult going for a whole season of this type of this style of football. It's just not going to happen. He hasn't got a whole season of this. It's just no way.
No, there's no way he's not got a whole season. Paul, what's your thoughts in terms of the final straw?
Final straw. If I drop more than 3 C-bombs in front of my kids at the game on Sunday, then I know his time is up. The toxic meter would have reached its peak. Look, Nuno came out and said, didn't he? It's the first time he said glaringly that he's made mistakes. Okay, after the Arsenal game, he alluded that players also didn't, stack up. So, to Marlon's point about time, okay, you've admitted it. Let's see some change. If I therefore see the same formation, and more importantly, if we see the same kind of motivational play that Kane's starting to show, that Dele's still doing, and we don't see new players like Hill and Romero, we spent good money on, we're at game, 7, and they're not appearing, it's game up for me. So I can't say which match that appears, but if we see same old madness, then within the next 3 or 4 games. But I agree with Sid. I just don't think they're going to get rid for a while yet.
I'm going to come to Darius next, then I'm going to counter some positivity from Marlon. But I personally, this is my personal view. If he doesn't get a positive result, and I mean positive, I mean winning against NS Mura on Thursday, goes into that Villa game and doesn't get a positive result against Villa. Are we playing Villa at home? Because we are playing Villa at home.
Yes, we are.
We've got 2 home games. So we've got 2 home games. There is no way he survives the weekend. He doesn't get, in my opinion, I think he has to get 2 wins. I think he can get away with I don't even think he can get away with a draw against them lot on Thursday because they're nothing. They're not even. I don't even know where they are.
Who is this team? Like, I
don't know where they are. I don't know what country they're from. I don't know anything
right now.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything about them. So we cannot.
All right. The question is.
Know anything about.
The question is.
Marlon,
if you're saying we can't lose,
let me wait for your positivity because you're smiling. I like your positivity.
I just wanted to answer that question.
I want to get this negative out of me first. Let me just get it out. If we don't do that, you do not get anything against them lot on Thursday. Mura, whatever they're called. And then we go into that game against Villa at home. He will not see out the game. Fans will say he's got to go because he will be under so much pressure. And this is what I don't think he can take. Darius, what is the final straw for you?
Just a quick one.
Sorry, Sid.
They're in the Slovenian league. They're 5th. They've played 11, won 4, drawn 4.
So they're part-time. So they probably do. No offense to them, but they're part-time footballers.
And
if we don't win.
Guess who's top of the league?
It's not Tottenham.
A team called Bravo.
Cheers. Oh, dear.
So what team would you not put out against this team?
I'll put you my lineup now. I'll be very quick.
Galini.
Galini. Beg your pardon. Galini. I want to see Rodon, Romero. I want to see Emerson. I want to see. I forgot about Session. If he's there,
injured.
Play it.
He's injured.
Okay.
Wow.
But then
not Davis.
You can't put Davis there. So it's going to be Reggie. Give Reggie.
You would play Reguilon.
Have to.
Yeah. I'm not putting Davis. I'm not putting Davis a left back.
I won't even.
Actually, no. I tell you what. I'll give Davis 30 minutes. I'll give Reggie 60, and I'll give Davis 30 minutes max. I'll let you guys choose a midfield.
Darius, go. Well, we could continue on that team theme, but I just want to know for you, what would be it? What would happen over the next? Well, I guess over the next whatever length of time that is. What would have to happen for you to go right? That's it. As we did last season in that Everton game, we said that's it. Jose has to go. He's lost the players. He sat there and he was like, you could see in his face, in his body language, Jose knew that my time's up here. I can't do any more with these players. What is it going to take for that to happen, for Nuno to be possibly moved on?
Now, I hate saying this. I hate this saying, but I do genuinely believe he is a dead man walking. I think it's not the fact that they don't sack him or they don't want to. Like Sid says, I do agree that they're not going to sack him, but I don't think it's down to their choice. I just think that there is zero opportunity and zero available managers that they would want to sign, which means that they aren't going to sack him. If it gets to the point where we lose to Mora and Newcastle and whoever else we play Villa, then he will go and they will bring in Ryan Mason. But I think that is genuinely if it gets to the point where it, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when it gets to the point where you have to get almost like Poch where we were 14th. And even then I didn't think he deserved to be sacked at that point. But it got to that point where you have to do it. I think that would be the only reason why that happens. But I think we've got enough quality in that team to sort of get him over the line in those games, even if they're 1 and 2 nils. So for me, go
on, finish your point then.
No, I was just going to say, for me, just if, like I said, if a manager like takes the job or gets sacked, and I don't want this, but the only thing I can see happening for me is Pochettino not lasting PSG because he doesn't win anything. And it's basically as soon as Pochettino loses his job, I feel like Daniel Levy is going to run with his tail behind his legs back to Poch. Other than that, I don't see any other manager sort of wanting to come to Spurs that is of that ilk. So this is that's why he was there.
So we know Paratici's he sits behind and he sits in the dugout and all the rest of it. This is what I see happening. So Thursday we don't get a result. Let's say it's not positive. It's a draw. He stays there. Goes to Villa. He gets tonked. Paratici is 2-0 down. Hello, is that Harry Edna? Harry, He's getting Harry Redknapp in, and he's also going to get someone in like, I don't know, Scott Parker, but he's going to make it known to Nuno that he's talking to Harry Redknapp. Harry, can you come, please? Because that's what's going to happen. And Nuno's going to know he's calling Harry Redknapp to get his job for the season. And that's what I think is going to happen.
The thing is, though, Sam, it's so easy for him to try and turn this round, though. Like, he just has to change the way he's setting us up. That will give the team and him a fighting chance to turn things around. Change that formation, and he will. I am 95% confident here. I'm not saying I'm 100% confident because this is Tottenham Hotspur, but I am 95% confident that if he changes that formation and that style of play, he will start seeing us grind out results. We won't concede as many goals as we are, and he can turn things around. He's not. Let's be real here. He isn't a bad manager. I just think that he's trying. He might be playing, and I think you mentioned it before, Darius. He might be playing or setting us up so the fans are happy. I.e., he's setting us up so we're playing that attacking football that we as a football club have been used to seeing over however many years. That is our philosophy, attacking style. We're used to a team that's pressing, etc. But since Mourinho's come in, we haven't been pressing like what we saw under Pochettino, etc. But this is simple for him to turn it around, and it is. I'm adamant. It's the formation and his style of play just has to change.
But you know what it is, Mike? Do you think that, and Sam's mentioned this so many times, and this is starting to sink in with me now. Do you think his personality and him as a person is going to be able to do that? I think Jose is beyond a personality. Poch is beyond a personality. They're able to get something out of their players. When we were losing to Arsenal, I saw Højbjerg talking to Nuno, sort of telling him, the hell are we going to do here? He doesn't seem like he's able to sort of get that out of the players, and that's what I'm scared of. I don't know.
I'm so scared.
His tactical nous is not good enough to carry him through it, and he doesn't have any personality. So when you're looking for motivation, when these players are looking for motivation, who are they going to go to? And that's why I just don't see it getting any better. That's why I'm worried.
I don't think you will ever see Nuno be the type that'll jump up and down the sideline. He isn't that type of nutcase. He's not your who is it? The Leeds manager. He's not like him. He's not like Klopp. He's not like Mourinho. He's going to run down the touchline, sprinting and sliding on his knees.
If you're not going to do that, then you've got to be winning games, though. If you look at him, he's very much. He looks like he's a deep thinker. It looks like he will try and assess the situation, think about things methodically, and then at half time, etc., make those changes. You're never going to see him jumping up and down the sideline. That's just not him. Right? There isn't, and that's the thing which is hard to defend him because there isn't any evidence of this. But I don't think he is a stupid manager. I think he is, or he can be a good manager. I think he's just playing to the fans, or sort of trying to meet the fans' needs and playing this attacking football. Where if he just done what he did at Wolves and played that at Spurs and used those tactics, which he is used to, he understands and knows the formation that he was playing at Wolves like the back of his hand. I think he might get a tune out of these lads, but
don't you remember that apparently
but he's playing two number 10s in the 4-3-3. It's never going to work.
Exactly. And I said it sort of a bit flippantly, but I still think there's Levy beavering around in the background,
probably
almost insisting that some of these players have got to be played so we can get rid of them.
I agree.
You know, Dyer's got to play. Dele's got to keep playing. You've got to play him back into form. He's too expensive not to. He was worth 80 million 3 seasons ago. Look at him now. All this kind of rhetoric. I don't see any other explanation.
I don't think necessarily the back line is the issue, because in that 4-3-3 formation that he's playing, the three midfielders are just leaving that back line exposed. And you can only, as a back line being left exposed like that, if you're getting peppered, if your goal's getting peppered, or you're just getting hit on the attack time after time, it's only a matter of time before you're going to concede goals, aren't you? But so I don't actually lay any blame with that back line. I think you've seen it against City, you've seen it against Wolves, you've seen it in pre-season, etc. I think there has been a massive improvement in the back line. It's just that midfield. If you're playing 4-3-3, you can't play Dele and Ndombele in that 4-3-3. You can't play Skip and Højbjerg in that 4-3-3 because they're too defensive. Ali and Dembele, they're two number 10s. You've got to find a balance, and there isn't that balance with whatever combination. Even if he goes Skip, Højbjerg, Winks, too defensive.
Do you know what it is for me? I think Nuno would make a very good number 2. When I say by that, I mean he's a good coach. I think he was a very good coach. He was good at Wolves, but he wasn't under the pressure at Wolves. No, I'm not. I'm being serious here. He wasn't under the spotlight.
That's
he wasn't under the spotlight. He was at Wolves. Now he's in the spotlight. You can see the frailties. I can just from the interviews.
It's 6
themselves.
games, man. 6 games.
Marlon,
Come on.
okay, I'm going to ask you.
I need some Marlon positivity.
What is your final straw, Marlon? Tell me, what is your final straw? Is it? And don't tell me when he does his contract out. Don't tell me that.
Let's do a good team. Just asking. Let's do a good team. This question.
Yes, they're a good team.
You know we're above them, innit?
Yeah, but we can't be doing that, Marlon.
Why can't we?
Because
we're above them. No. We've won 3, lost 3. We've won 3 and lost 3. And people are having a meltdown. We're not at the bottom of the table. We lost. We lost to North London. Some of them was a bit unfortunate, but it happened.
I agree.
Don't get me wrong. I weren't impressed. The Crystal Palace games, I keep saying, that's like a and that don't really appeal to me because we lost a player and we had players that were out. The Chelsea game, fair enough. I was there. First half played well. Chelsea, good team. Yeah. Arsenal, the formation again. But I guarantee you, going forward, I keep saying, Skips is definitely going to start and Højbjerg. He is not leaving out Skips again. I guarantee he knows that at least that young boy is committed to Spurs and he's going to be starting them. And I guarantee you he's going to be dropping key players like Ali and maybe on Ndombele. He's going to go for players that are going to be battling for Spurs. And
what you're telling me, Marlon, is you want him to see out the 2 years. Is that what you're saying? There's no final straw for you.
No, I'm saying give him a chance. No, don't be silly. I'm saying give him a chance. If he loses if we get smashed by Villa, then I'll be like, all right, maybe. But I'm willing to give a man a chance.
Yeah. I agree.
The thing with Ali is, I mean, we're all slaughtering Ali here. And I've seen some of the comments. I think good old Cody, I think he's having a bash of Ali as well. But in Ali's defense, we're not playing. No, we're not playing him in his true position. Like,
but he needs to be closer to Kane. About the goal scoring Ali, Mike, because we haven't seen that Ali for years.
He hasn't been given that opportunity. He hasn't been given that opportunity, though, has he?
What do you think? I want Sid to say. Sid, are we seeing the Ali of 4 or 5 years ago? Or is he being played out of position? Or is he just dead food?
He's not dead food.
He wasn't referring to Dele Alli, he was referring to the team.
He's been played out of his position. We've said this many times.
I agree.
He is.
He's been played out of his position. And you know what? He wants to play. And at the moment, he's not been played in his position. So if you're saying to him, you know what, mate? You're not playing in your position, but do you want to play? Of course I want to play. Where you want to play me? Wherever you want to play. Go play on the right wing. Go play on the left wing. But boss, I want to play my position. No, you're not playing in your position. But can I play? Please, sir, can I play? Yes, you can. Okay, then I'm just going to go and play.
So, Sid, I ask you this question then, Sid. Is Ali worth sacrificing, or is Ali worth building a team around or building a formation around? Because if Ali plays in that formation, we have no number 10. He has to bomb on past that striker. So he's almost like a second striker. We almost have to play a 4-4-2.
He plays well there.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that worth changing and sacrificing everything for Ali? Are we going to see 20 goal a season Ali and 10 assists for that formation change? And that's the question
We've got to see it happen, haven't you?
He scored 18 goals in his first season. He got 10 goals, I believe. In his second season, he got 18 goals and 9 assists. Yeah. That was his best season.
But then, if you bring that team back, I guarantee you that team
Eriksen
from that
will need to play.
Bring them back, and Eriksen, everyone on form.
Eriksen needs to play.
He will give you that. You can't get that with Winks. You can't get that with Winks and Dyer just shooting the ball up top and Harry Kane sitting as a centre half. He's not going to get that.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with
as a player, if you're relying on what you just named me 3 other players that we need to make Dele Alli good, he's not worth the stress. Then, if we need 3 players to make him good,
when he's on form,
in my opinion.
Who have we got in there? Sorry, Darius.
Ask away, because this is interesting. I enjoy this.
No. I agree what you're saying, Darius. But who have we got there that's anywhere remotely near as good as Dembele?
We've got Harry Winks.
We've got Højbjerg.
Okay.
Skip. They're not going to give him.
True, that's true.
They're not going to provide that.
I agree. I agree
need
with
somebody,
you.
and we've all been saying this. We need a playmaker, right? We need a playmaker, an Eriksen. Yeah,
No, definitely.
I agree with you. I think he definitely lost out on his sort of his goals and assists through losing Alderweireld and Eriksen. But that's what I'm saying. We've brought in players who can still create. Kane's changed his role. He's dropped in deeper. That should allow Ali to bomb on if we really being realistic. So Kane's sort of role change should have helped Ali get back to where he was. I haven't seen anything from Ali to suggest, and this is not just sort of, okay, he can do, he's worked hard, he's fit, and I get that. But in front of goal, he's been poor. He's missed gilt-edged chances in the past games that I've seen. He's put 2 on the post. He's put balls wide that he should be scoring, and that's what I've seen from Ali that's gotten worse. Ali was scoring goals that he shouldn't be scoring 3-4 years ago, and that's what I don't see from him anymore. But we can. That's what I'm saying. Is that confidence coming from 3 other players being able to create 20 chances for him? In my opinion, he's not worth that. If we have to bring in 3 players to create 20 chances for Ali, he's not worth that. I believe we have enough creativity in that team.
3 players. You just
yeah.
need
But
one player.
But you said, so you think what, one attacking midfielder would make the difference?
One creative type, one player that's going to pull the strings in midfield.
We ain't got that.
You're Eriksen. We haven't got that.
Don't you think Ndombele and Kane sort of those two? I think those two enough should be sort of enough creativity there for Ali to work off. In my opinion, if Ali's as good as we say.
Paul, do you think that I know we've kind of gone on to Dele Alli, but do you think a change of formation, possibly a creative midfielder or creative type player is going to assist with getting the best out of Dele? Can we get the Dele Alli of 3-4 years ago, 15 goals a season?
It's the only chance of seeing that 18 goal a season. The only chance. You know, you see, it was against Watford and even Chelsea. He was attempting to move up into the box, but he was doing it himself, and it soon became a futile experience. So I do agree that you need that somebody to pop the ball so he can go beyond the striker. And he's a second striker player, and that's when he will score those goals. So I agree. Do we have the player? Again, we don't know. How do you know you can't put Brian Hills in the middle? He looks like he can certainly hold the ball. And this is what you want from a creative, ambitious manager to say, actually, you can play that formation. Dele,
there you go.
You're fitter. You can track back if we lose the ball. I'm going to put Hill in there. You may even get a tune out of Lo Celso, but you've got to start.
I was going to say Lo Celso.
I forgot about Lo Celso.
You've got to put these players in those positions and try them out.
Nah, you make a good point.
You're never going to get it. So I can't answer that until you show some bravery.
But this is the thing, though, isn't it? Like in the 4, I'll go back to this formation. You're not going to get any of this in the 4-3-3. When we had Dembele and Eriksen, we were playing 4-2-3-1, and Eriksen, quite often you'd see him either in that double pivot or he'd be further in the number 10 role. Sometimes you might see him out on the right hand side. And Ndombele can be that player for Nuno, but what Nuno needs to do, he needs to quickly sort of establish or work out a formation that A, suits the players, and B, sort of makes us more solid, where we're not going to be left exposed and concede silly goals.
As well, Mike, just, you know what it is as well, also, and I think that somebody mentioned this, I can't remember who it was in the comments yesterday on our post-match, but they make a good point. It looks like he's halfway between wanting to sort of play defensive, counter-attacking, sort of quick transition, and being sort of the team that dominates possession. You can't choose between halfway. If you're going to play sort of front foot attacking football, your line has to be, like I said, past that halfway. You have to take a risk and play a high line. No team that plays or no team that dominates the game doesn't play a high line, and that's the risk you take. If you've got
not be able to change things during the game. This is what I'm saying. As a manager, as a coach, you see things happening. You see from the sidelines after 15 minutes, you're getting pammed by Arsenal. We were getting pammed in 15 minutes. You don't wait till half time. You just don't. Nah. Even if you don't want to change the personnel off the bench, you change it on the pitch. You get the 2 players into the midfield. You say, that tactic is not working. I read something. There's a very good boxing coach who says, you have a plan A. Plan A don't work, you go to plan B. If plan B don't work, you go back to plan A, because you don't want to confuse too many things. He didn't go to plan B until it was too late. We were 3-0 down. The game was done. Change
Yeah,
after
I don't
80
think
minutes.
he has a plan B at the moment.
He messed, but this is the thing. You keep saying this, but if he had just started the 2 players he brought on, he wouldn't have needed to do any changing. He wouldn't have needed to panic because we would
So
not
it's
be
his
3
fault then.
goals down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As much as we can say change the formation, and that will make a difference. I agree with you. Twice now, he's made significant sort of player errors for lineup errors that we've seen. Winks starting was a big mistake. We did not need Winks, Skip, and Højbjerg in midfield against Crystal Palace.
Who would you have
Not
played?
starting. I would have played Ndombele or Ali. I don't care out of any of those.
But he wanted to leave.
But Ndombele, you can see clearly that Ndombele has played well in the games that he's been on.
No, I agree with you.
Wolves,
But he wanted to
he
leave
made
though.
But regardless of that, so did Kane. Kane's come back in the team and he's played shit and he's been given the chances. So at the end of the day, players want to leave. You're not leaving now. You play for the team. If you don't want to play for the team, which sometimes it seems like Kane is, then you might have to give him a drop. But Ndombele's played well since he's come into the team. So I agree. For me, I see the 2 errors were the lineup errors. If he didn't make those lineup errors, which is such an easy thing to change, you just start the right players, we would not have been through. I guarantee you, like we said, all 3 goals that Arsenal scored, there was midfielders missing. If Skip was in there, that would not have happened, and we wouldn't have had to talk about.
You're always going to struggle.
Night Football with Jamie Carragher. He broke it down so much; it was unbelievable what I saw. I would even use the word disgust, and the reason I use that word is because that could be clearly seen after 5 minutes. They didn't change. Let's just. I want to try and end a little bit more positivity if we can. If we can, I'm going to come around to each of you. What do you want to see in the next game for Spurs? I'm going to start with you, Mike.
First of all, change the formation. Change up the formation, and try playing like I know Hill probably will start because it's the conference. And to be fair, I think it's the right thing to do to aid his development and get him used to Tottenham, to the players that he's playing with, to the game, etc. Carry on playing him in the conference. I don't think playing players like him in an Arsenal derby, especially the way the game went, I don't think that would have done him any good. So
exactly.
I think I like to see if Session. I think someone mentioned it here. Session's injured, but if he's not injured, give him a game. See what he can do. I mean, again, on the right hand side, if he doesn't want to risk Emerson or Tanganga, if Pascozzi is around, play him. See what he's about. Like, this is the type of game that we're playing against. Did you say Slovenia? Team from, so they're part-time footballers. So I think we should just. I don't know. You could argue here that we should play the team that lost against Arsenal and say, right, you boys, you're going to put it right tomorrow on Thursday.
He's not going to do that.
He won't. But you could say to him,
and be tired for Villa and lose. No way.
Mate, he's got to make changes for that game against Villa. Like, Romero's got to come in. Emerson. I can't think of the players off the top of my head, but there's got to be changes against Villa, etc. So, for me, as I say, I like to see a change of formation, and I like to see the press come back. So, yeah.
Sid, what do you want to see for a positive spin on our Spurs show tonight?
So I've just texted Plan B. Plan B is not available for a couple of weeks. You might be back. You might come to the West Ham game. So we might have Plan B available for there. But no, on a positive, I think what Mike was saying. I think on Thursday we've had a shitty week last couple of weeks, and I think Thursday is the time to bring on. I think Makandai, Scarlett, Niall, John, Pat Scott. What's his name? Pascozzi. I can't pronounce his name. Pascozzi. Yeah, Pascozzi. Especially, you know what? I want to see Makandai. I want to see him and Alfie Devine as well. Bring a couple of them young boys in and just get the positivity up, because, like you said, if he puts out a decent team on Thursday and we put in a shit performance, Sunday's going to be toxic, mate. Yeah,
I don't think he makes Sunday. If he doesn't win against, I don't know if he makes Sunday, to be honest with you. But that's just going through my head. It probably isn't the case, but that's going through my head. If he doesn't win against a team that we don't even know where they were without Googling it, we cannot. No.
And the problem is, like you said, if it's a shit performance on Thursday, then unfortunately on Sunday it could be although we go to the end of the road. And I still
The Stevie Wonder.
let
The Stevie
go.
Wonder. I love that. Oh, at least we're getting a laugh out of tonight. Oh, I thought it was going to be all down, but we're getting a laugh out of it. Darius, what do you want to see? What do you want to see as a positive spin for us over the next game?
I'm going to keep it very, very short.
That's right.
He just wants to see that formation change. Say no more.
He could play Kane and Scarlett up front on Thursday.
This is going to be a big decision for him. Paul, let's have some thoughts from you. Final thoughts from you.
Yeah, I'm up for that. 3-5-2 up Darius, but actually, I wouldn't mind seeing most of what we had thought would have been the starting lineup against Arsenal, and actually saying, I don't care who it is in Slovakia or Slovenia. I want you to show your mettle. So, I want to see Hill starting, Romero starting. I want to see Emerson starting. I want to see that width. I want to say, look, we got a crap team to play now. Go and hit those bylines. I want crosses coming in. I want speed. You're asking me what I want. I want to see against a crap team players that need to earn the right to play in that shirt. Give them a chance. But,
basically batter them.
Yeah, go for it.
You know what? If I was the Moura manager, I'd say we're playing a crap team ourselves. That's what I'd say, because that's what he's probably going to use as his motivation. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, and that's my motivation.
Boys, it's only Tottenham. That's what
it's only Tottenham. It's only Tottenham, lads. That's what I would do as Moura manager. Flipping hell. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be. I don't think we can do this.
We're gonna tonk them on Thursday. No issues with that. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday is the one.
It's definitely Sunday
is the one.
In all honesty, he's got like Marlon said, he can't play the full strength team. Like, in all honesty, giving Kane a rest would probably be the right thing to do.
Let's end with Mr. Motivator, Mr. Positivity, Mr. Bashment. Last but not least, what do you want to see?
A win by any means. That's all I want. But to be fair, if we don't get a result against Villa, is that a bad result?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I wouldn't be
seen.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a bad result, Marlon, because we've lost 3 on the bounce by 3 goals. But Villa's team is good. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. That's what you want. But it's still a bad result.
No, I'm not accepting. I'm not accepting losing.
It's still a bad result.
No losing.
No, I'm not accepting.
We can't lose. I'm not accepting losing. A draw.
He's put this comment.
A draw.
This has made me laugh. Sorry. How do you say it's Tottenham in Slovenian? Somebody should look that up on Google thingy. It's only Tottenham in Slovenian. That's what. Sorry, Marlon.
Put it this way. I'm looking for a reaction next 2 games. If I don't, then yeah, he will have to go. But if there's not a reaction, then I know that the players are not for him. But I'm expecting a reaction, so I'm expecting 2 positive results. Has to be.
2 positive.
There's no ifs or buts.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you know what. I think Darius, we're gonna have to sort out what we do, like a lineup combined. I'm not gonna do a preview show for that. I don't even know where the team. I don't know what they're called. I don't even know what they are. But we'll do a reaction show. But maybe just do like a lineup show, because you can't even do stats. You never played. You don't even know where they are. So that's not going to be a preview show for that. We'll have to do a preview show for Villa, obviously, and we're going to be doing a reaction for Villa. But we will obviously have to look forward to our game on Thursday. Probably 2:00 kickoff or something like that, because it's like Jack and Nori time, or
2 o'clock.
I don't even know what time it's going to be. But it's not going to be 7:45. It's going to be like 4.
It'll be like 4:15 or something stupid like
5:30, isn't it?
Or 5:30 or something stupid.
That's going to piss me off as well.
Playing in the snow as well with an orange football.
Boys, are you ready?
Yep.
Shout out Levy.
That without your lips moving, Sid.
I'm gonna take a drink to that.
Do it again. Oh God! Oh, we need to end the show.
Yeah, we're missing a good game as well, aren't we?
End the stream with Terry Wright's got a good show, gents.
Man.
Take it all and come on, you Spurs. We have to say come on,
Take
you Spurs. Mike, Sid, Darius, Paul, Marlon, thank you very much. Just a quickly shout out to the viewers watching. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Again, we always use this a bit of therapy just to get us through. We try and be, as open and honest as possible. Sometimes it gets a little bit heated, but that's what we are. We're passionate fans, and we want our team to do as well as possible. So if you're new to the stream, new to the channel, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all those things for us. We're almost at that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we will get there very soon with your help. Thanks to all those watching. There's been loads and loads of comments. Appreciate all the comments. We can't always get to read them out, but I'll try and get to everyone's up where possible. So thank you. Keep supporting us and keep doing that. Guys, I think we've done enough. I need to go and have something to eat and drink probably. Thank you very much. Let's take this on to Thursday. See you later.